I require your special skills, human. You are to steal a planet for me. Quote Galactus. Gambit is the most charismatic, most heroic, and most capable thief on Earth, which is exactly how he grabs the attention of the devourer of worlds. With the power cosmic flowing through his veins, Gambit is unstoppable. But is he clever enough to steal the unstealable? Prepare for a heist, mon ami, one like the multiverse has never seen before. What if Galactus transformed Gambit? Issue 1, requiring the life energy found in planets for subsistence, the cosmic being known as Galactus, the devourer of worlds, travels the cosmos consuming planets. Galactus has always utilized heralds to do his bidding, empowering them with the power cosmic. Remy LeBeau, also known as Gambit, uses his mutant abilities to charge objects with explosive energy. He began as a thief and later became a member of the mutant team known as the X-Men. Gambit has never served as a herald of Galactus, but what if Galactus transformed Gambit? You what to, the Watcher says. On Earth, TRN 1514, Remy LeBeau, Gambit, mutant X-Man, and the thief with the heart of a hero. But at this critical moment, Gambit is something else above all, a traitor, manipulated by the sinister schemes of another. Gambit's actions led to the murder of an innocent Morlocks, resulting in a mutant massacre unlike any other. The mutant massacre. Remy wandered the world, honing his skills as a master thief, aiding by his mutant ability to charge objects with explosive energy. His signature weapon became the playing cards he infused with kinetic energy. Over time, Remy's power began to spiral out of control, prompting him to seek help from the master geneticist, Mr. Sinister. Sinister removed a portion of Remy's brain tissue to reduce his power to a manageable level. This procedure placed Remy in Sinister's debt, and the Genesis tasked him with assembling a team of mercenaries known as the Marauders. With the team formed, Sinister sent Remy to lead them into the Morlock tunnels. Unbeknownst to him, Sinister's true intention was the massacre of the Morlocks. When the horrifying truth was revealed, Remy tried to stop the slaughter. However, the Marauder known as Sabretooth gravely injured him and left him for dead as the massacre unfolded. In the chaos, all Remy could do was save one young Morlock girl who would grow up to become the X-Men Marrow. It is this point, laden with guilt and loss, that we find Gambit hiding from the X-Men, the team that would one day define him. But nothing is certain in the vast cosmic expanse. I am Uatu the Watcher, witness to all that is or could be. What comes next here will change the universe forever if we dare to ask, what if? Galactus says, "Child of Earth, you have been chosen for a most unique task. I am Galactus, the Vow of Worlds, and at this moment you have been called to serve my cause. You shall aid me, and in return you will be gifted with potential beyond your imagination, the power cosmic. Rise now and tell me, do you accept your new role?" Although Gambit has been granted the power cosmic, he has yet to accept the role of herald to Galactus. The Watcher says it was then that Gambit first felt the essence of the universe flowing through him. No longer was he bound by his past. He had become something greater, something to be feared, a herald of Galactus. Galactus declares, "Now bid farewell to your home world. There is much to be done." But Gambit replies, "Leave Earth so soon? I'm afraid not, mon ami. I have unfinished business here, wrongs to right, and now I finally have the power to do something about it." As he speaks, Gambit unleashed a blast of cosmic energy towards Galactus, driven by his desire for vengeance against the Marauders for the mutant massacre. The Watcher continues with his mutant abilities to charge any object with kinetic energy. Now enhanced to cosmic levels, Gambit moved with unimaginable speed. He secured his escape from the world ship Ta-2, determined to seize his chance to exact vengeance on those who had betrayed him back on Earth. But even with his newfound powers, few beings can rival the might of Galactus or the ferocity of his enemies. Galactus commands, "Unleash the Punishers." The Punishers are robots employed by Galactus, ancient alien technology originating from one lost world or another and stored aboard the world ship Ta-2. The Punishers are extraordinary, robust constructs of unknown origin. Rather than simple Xeon mineral alloys, these automations are composed of living metal of mysterious origin. Their physical capabilities allow them to contend with formidable opponents such as Iron Man, the Fantastic Four, and even the Silver Surfer in terms of strength, durability, and and speed. Their energy, manipulation, and abilities enable them to create remote force fields which can trap and transport items of interest while they remain mobile. Punishers are adaptive machines capable of analyzing and determining the best strategy to overcome any adversary they encounter. Equipped with self-propelled light and onboard teleportation, they can also self-destruct to cover their tracks or make swift retreats. Additionally, Punishers possess the mechanical equivalent of healing factor, enabling them to self-repair at an astonishing rate and restore lost or damaged components. This regenerative ability allows them to multiply rapidly as individual components regenerate into entirely new units. This makes it possible for a single damaged Punisher robot to spawn an entire army capable of overwhelming entire planets. Gambit turns around and sees hundreds of Punishers heading his way. With a smirk, he says, "Looks like I've got some admirers. Let's see what these powers can do. Sorry to break it to you, but Gambit works alone." Using his enhanced kinetic energy, Gambit begins destroying the powerful robots. With the combination of his mutant powers and power cosmic, Gambit is suddenly elevated to an omega level mutant. He now has the ability to charge and detonate matter at the atomic level, making him more formidable than ever. More and more Punishers arrive, swarming by the hundreds. As the cosmic energy flows through him, one of the robots grabs Gambit by the neck. Gambit smirks and says, "Not the giving up kind, mon chéri. Best keep your distance or you'll get a charge you won't soon forget." With a surge of power, he blows up the robot in an explosive burst. Turning to face the advancing horde, Gambit taunts, "Who wants to try their hand next?" The Punishers, driven by low intelligence, all respond in unison. Apprehend, as Gambit calmly looks on, ready for the next round. Throughout countless centuries and across numerous multiverses, Galactus has had many heralds, but only one could ever possibly challenge him, the one known as the Fallen One. As Galactus appears, his voice thunders, "Enough," and he traps Gambit within the powers of the cosmos. Gambit, defiant, retorts, "Big man, I've been pushed around like this before, and I don't take well to orders. Promise myself I never happen again." Galactus, unyielding, responds, "You fail to grasp enormity of why you were chosen. I require your unique skill, human. You are to steal a planet for me." Gambit, a mutant with the ability to charge inanimate objects with energy, creating massive explosions, often uses playing cards as his weapons of choice. But more than his mutant powers, his upbringing within the Thieves Guild has made him a master thief, and now Galactus seeks to exploit that talent for his cosmic agenda. Uatu the Watcher says, "Once in a great age, a private gallery opens its doors to an exclusive group of luminaries, otherwise imperceivable within your reality. This most unique museum belongs to none other than Hanalir Tiban, the Collector." The Collector, hosting a grand event, says, "Make sure everyone is treated with the utmost dignity. You know how rare it is for us to entertain. We must ensure a pleasant occasion. This is no small undertaking." The Watcher adds, "The Collector has amassed objects, weapons, and unwilling creatures from every corner of known space. His vault holds power that nearly rivals Galactus himself, but among his vast collection, his most prized possession is an entire planet, a world of particular importance hidden within utmost secrecy. Should Galactus attempt to retrieve this world by force, he knows the Collector would instantly destroy it." The Watcher says, "Who could possibly steal a planet from the Collector without even realizing it? The job would require charm." Just then, the Herald of Galactus, Gambit, arrives. He smirks and says, "Ain't crashed a party like this since New Orleans." At the gathering, we see an array of cosmic figures, including Deathbird, Ronan the Accuser, Drax the Destroyer, Quasar, Moondragon, Gamora, Adam Warlock, Jack of Hearts, Pip the Troll, Blue Diamond, the Starjammers, Super Skrull, the Imperial Guard, including Gladiator, Smasher, and Manta, just the few of the guests at the Collector's extravagant soiree. Initially, Gambit flirts with Hepzibah, a member of the Starjammers. After all, we know that Gambit has a thing for furries. However, Hepzibah rejects him as she is with Cyclops' father, Corsair. But despite the rejection, Gambit soon finds himself in the company of the Collector. Collector. The Collector greets him with a confident smile, saying, I am the Collector. Welcome. I know who you are. See, I do my homework. Remy, isn't it? Gambit smirks and replies, Gambit's just fine, thank you. The Collector continues, Is your boss here too? Gambit responds, My employer has entrusted me with a special matter. The Collector chuckles. I can only imagine what that is. I bet you could, Gambit says with a knowing grin. The Collector nods. The almighty Galactus doesn't send his heralds out for nothing. It seems as if this will be a long night. How about we settle this later? Gambit shrugs. I got all the time in the world. From what I keep hearing, I'm immortal now. He turns his attention towards a nearby female guest, flashing his signature charm. Guess old Remy's got to give himself the nickel tour, or maybe I'll find a tour guide somewhere private. This woman is the Collector's assistant. The Collector has existed for eons, and to be effective, he listens. He knew about Gambit, the new Herald of Galactus, before he even arrived. He also knows Gambit is here for something. The Collector is always a step ahead, always anticipating, always prepared, and now he watches carefully, aware exactly why Gambit has come, because as always, he is one step ahead. Gambit is romancing the Collector's assistant as they share a moment. The assistant breathes. I have never felt so. Gambit smirks and finishes for her. Energized. She nods yes. She is clearly infatuated with the Herald of Galactus. Trying to steer the conversation, Gambit casually asks, What is all this stuff anyway? The assistant replies, The Collector's gallery has been growing for eons. Bit of a hoarder, really. Whole lot of folks back home like that too. She continues, Worlds and empires rise and fall, often no fault of their own, but when they're gone, who'll remember them? This is his duty, his charge to catalog, to protect, to preserve what would otherwise be lost to ruin. Gambit glances around and remarks, Seems like some of these acquisitions don't much like being locked up and hidden away. The assistant shakes her head. Not all, only the unimportant acquisitions are hidden in the vaults. Gambit raises an eyebrow. Interesting. Then stepping back, he says, I should go. The Collector might wonder where I ran off to. As he turns, he leaves. He grins. One last kiss for the road. The assistant hesitates, then leans in. As she pulls away, it's clear her feelings for Gambit have grown strong. Gambit walks down the prison corridor, observing the prisoners when the two metal guards block his path. You are not authorized to be in this sector, they state. Gambit, now no longer needing his cards, channels his kinetic energy directly into their legs, sending a surge through their systems and knocking them out instantly. While a smirk, he mutters, Now I don't know what the other big word meant, but records sounds like exactly where I want to be. Gambit moves swiftly through the prison, searching for the good stuff. Records. He's determined to check the records and get some answers. We're gonna do this the hard way, he mutters, or you're gonna show me what's so special about this planet of his. The record system responds, Unauthorized request. Gambit smirks. And here I thought machines were supposed to be smart. He pulls out two charged cards ready to destroy the computer when suddenly the Collector walks in. If you destroy my records, you'll never find what you're looking for, the Collector warns. Gambit, unfazed, replies, I already figured out where you stupid planet is. That was the easy part. I'm just trying to figure out why it means so much to you. Gambit stares at the display case before him. That's her, all right, he says, shrunk down and put on display. I bet your friends didn't even know this. Now tell me, what the hell's going on here? The assistant had unknowingly given him the answer earlier. She had said that all the unimportant things were kept in the vault, meaning everything important was left in plain sight, and now he knows the blue planet was what Galactus was after. But why? The Collector steps forward and explains, long ago Galactus was just a mortal living on the planet Ta, imperfect, normal. He escaped his dying universe, and in the Big Bang he became what you know today, a power beyond comprehension. I never experienced Ta, but I couldn't help but wonder what that place was like. The world that birthed a god, the only world the devourer of worlds ever cared for. Curiosity ate away at me. I could never go back and witness Ta, but I could build a new one. So I commissioned the greatest worldsmiths to do the impossible, recreate a lost planet down to the smallest detail. Gambit narrows his eyes. That's why I'm here, huh? Because he wants it and he can't have it. The Collector smirks. Exactly. Gambit crosses his arms. Where I come from, they have a saying, everything has its price. Not me, the Collector responds. This is personal. Your power doesn't intimidate me. If you make a move, I'll destroy the planet and everyone here in an instant. The Collector turns to leave. I hope you enjoyed yourself, Gambit. Now, if you excuse me, I have a party to attend. Gambit smirks and says, mighty fine party, though. Can't Can't deny that. Actually, I see room for improvement. Thanks for the invite. With that, he unleashes a massive detonation of kinetic energy, setting off a chain reaction that ripples through the entire room. The collector, eyes wide with fury, shouts, "Damn you!" Gambit smirks and says, "See, my powers are kinetic. Or did you not figure that out? All I had to do was tap a few pulses through your fancy space station, step by step, easy to find out what's working and what's not. A lot of moving pieces in a big ship like this, charging up vaults, speeding up the kinetic energy of the lock, slowing down others and blowing it all up. And I mean all of your defenses. Freed your captives that way too. With his cosmic energy, Gambit has evolved beyond simple charging objects. Now he doesn't even need to touch them. He can store kinetic energy for extended periods and unleash it at will." The collector, seething with rage, growls, "You have no concept of what you've done, Herald. This might end badly for you. Die." The collector lunges at Gambit only to freeze mid-air, unable to move. Gambit casually leans back and smirks. "I've been swiping your kinetic energy since I walked through those doors, so you just stay put because Papa Galactus is downright hankering for that sweet planet of yours." Galactus appears, his imposing figures looming over the scene, and says, "Herald, have you completed your task?" Gambit confidently responds, "Yes, Galactus, I got your world safe and sound, and on top of that, I gift wrapped the collector right here for you." The collector, desperate, begins to speak. "Mighty Galactus, please." But Galactus interrupts, his voice booming. "Henelier, Tivan, you have meddled in my affairs for the last time. Deliver my world to me, Herald." Gambit, unshaken, smirks and says, "See the things about that? They tell you never to bet against the house. But in this case, I think I have the winning hand." Gambit continues saying, "The collector did make his own top, but there ain't nothing to it. I can sense kinetic energy and this world, and the dead are nothing but a Christmas ornament. He played you. Seems kind of small for someone who's a billion years old." The Watcher narrates, "In that moment, Galactus thought of his past life, his past loss, and with pain stretched across a billion years, he mourned what could have been." Galactus responds, "Ta." The collector, sensing the tension, says, "It was merely a playful gesture. I meant no harm." Galactus, his voice full of authority and wrath, declares, "I will doom you to the impossible world you have created. I shall add you to my own collection for all time." Gambit says, "If I may, Galactus, I think you and I have something in common. Seems to me you miss where you came from. Maybe there's somewhere you even have some regrets. I sure do. But what I know is that what's lost is lost. There's no going back." Galactus responds, "Herald, I relieve you of your duty." Gambit, surprised, says, "What?" Galactus continues, "You have served me well. Now you are free." Galactus, having felt the pain of never returning to his planet, grants Gambit the possibility of going back to his own world. As the Herald of Galactus, Gambit is granted this wish by the mighty being. What to the Watcher says, Gambit knew he could never atone for what he had done at the Mutant Massacre, but he would never stop trying. Gambit had much to learn about his newfound abilities, how to make the most of them, and how to move on. For all beings of the universe are given a choice, and with luck, perhaps you can change the rules of the game. Gambit returns to the planet Earth with cosmic powers to settle the score with the Marauders for what they have done to the Morlocks. Gambit also has the power to create life, and before confronting the Marauders, he plants a flower, a symbol of hope, before he goes to face them. Next, what if Galactus transformed Moon Knight, Issue 1.